I'm gonna open this up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, packaging.
Caution, this box contains dry ice. Do not touch with
Bare hands? What?
beef bone broth. Gorgeous. Ooh, beef bone broths. Beef bone broths.
Okay, I got frozen chicken bone broth. I got 2 chickens. They really like the chicken.
Hearth bone broth.
Made from roasted 100% grass-fed beef, chicken, and turkey.
Not one. We have 2 hearth bone broths.
Look at this.
Make sure to tune into our episode this Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see us interview some incredible Broadway guests and to feature our lovely Brodo bone broth.
Thank you, Brodo Broth. Hi, everyone. My name is Danny.
I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup True Online.
We are so excited for this episode, you guys.
We have such a wonderful lineup of guests, and we are so excited. But first, for those of you who are new to Soup Troupe, first and foremost, welcome. Danny and I met at Frenchwoods Festival of the Performing Arts, upstate New York, where every day there would be a new soup. And you know what? It was a shame that nobody was talking about these soups. So Danny and his work husband, Colwright Shaner, created this wonderful, safe environment where we could discuss soups in a safe space and talk about the incredible soups of the day. And with the coronavirus pandemic, we decided to bring this soup family online, and thus was born Soup Troupe Online.
Here we are. Well, everyone, this is a very monumental episode for a couple of reasons. Number one, it is our 20th episode on YouTube. We are so happy that we've had all these amazing guests. We are so honored to do this every week, and it really is something we both look forward to. So congratulations, and thank you to everyone who's been watching with us from the beginning or who has joined us along the way. We love bringing soup to you all across the country. And this is also a monumental episode because this is our first episode being sponsored by Brodo Broth Company. We've done it. For those of you who know, we have been after this since the very beginning. We love Brodo. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a broth-based company all over Manhattan, and they specialize in broth bases and then some fresh add-ins, and they're absolutely phenomenal. And we are so excited to have been sent some Brodo broths straight from Brodo for us to try in the episode today. So we have today our chicken bone broth from Brodo. So you can buy this frozen fresh online. They deliver all over the country, and they're also in farmers markets near you. And we're gonna try it today. So Danny, do you have your?
Honestly, I think this is mostly a monumental moment because this is the first time that we are taste testing a soup live.
Look at this. The date is January 17th, and it's all happening.
We're so blessed here.
Danny, shall we do it maybe on 3?
Yes, ready? We'll do a nice sip. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's the stuff, man. This here
Wait.
slaps.
Okay, wait, can I go first?
Yes.
Okay, this taste, I mean, as we know, chicken broth is the base of any good matzo ball soup, and as you can tell by the name Danny Feldman, I'm quite good, but this just really reminds me of a good, nice bowl of matzo ball soup, my grandma's. It's tasty. The viscosity is at a 0, which is what you want for a chicken broth. You don't want a thick chicken broth. That, what would that be? So yeah, this is pretty good. Danny, what about you?
Yeah, of course. I was going to say almost the same thing as you. It reminds me of a nice matzo ball soup, but it also obviously is the base for a bunch of other amazing soups. And what I love so much about Brodo broth is that you can just have it by itself. It is delicious on its own. You don't really need any add-ins, but if you were to add add-ins, I'm sure it would be amazing. Danny, would you like to talk about the Brodo broth add-ins?
Absolutely. So at Brodo, kind of their main thing, like when you go to Chipotle and you pick a protein and you pick a rice, you pick a bean. When you pick a broth and you pick an add-in, right? And so the add-ins, they have all these amazing ones. There's Sipping Beauty, which is parsley and lemon. There's Salt of the Sea, which is seaweed and ginger. For this chicken broth, we didn't try the broth until right now, so I didn't want to have anything prepared. But I think I'm gonna go with the Tuscan Sun, which is rosemary, oil, roasted garlic, and lemon. That feels like that would pair perfectly with this. And for those of you who miss our ratings, I would rate this a 5 out of 5 spoons.
I would have to agree with you there. I think it's like remarkable how flavorful and tasty the broth is by itself. And another thing that I love, which is so unique about Brodo broth, is that when you go to the store, you drink it out of a coffee cup. So it's like a convenient to-go little dealio. And here I'm just drinking it in my mug, a delicious warm broth. And I'm honestly feeling really warm inside, you know?
Yeah.
Just really happy to be having this broth here. Delicious.
Absolutely. So thank you so much to Brodo, our sponsors. We are so excited and to continue working with you. And with that being said, we are going to continue on with our episode of Soup Troupe Online with our first absolutely amazing guest. We are so excited to welcome Jerusha Cavazos. She was in the Prom on Broadway, and she workshopped Emma! Lovesick, Clueless, Fox's Zelda, CBS's FBI, and so much more. And we are so excited to have her. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jerusha Cavazos.
Hi.
Hi.
We are so excited to have you here on Soup Troupe. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm pumped. I'm so pumped.
It's soup time.
Hi.
So our first question that we like to ask all of our guests is, what is your favorite soup memory?
Wow. It probably when I was little, when I was sick, my mom would make like homemade bone broth soup. She's not from this country; she's from Trinidad, and it's very and like they use a lot of their like bone broth based soups for like healing purposes. And so like I just remember when I was little, my mom would make me that. And then my dad, for like a special time, he's Mexican, and he would make homemade menudo, which is like another really yummy soup. So I just remember as a kid being like, if I was getting that bowl, like some kind of care was happening in the house.
That's lovely.
Sweet.
Oh wait, I got emotional, but yeah.
I love that. So we have to know, being in Broadway's The Prom, were there any soups that you would have before a show, or any soups that would help you perform your best? And if you had to take a soup to the prom, what would that lucky soup be?
Oh man. I drank a lot of beef bone soup during the prom because my joints hurt, and my mom was always like, you know, if your joints are hurting, like get a bone broth to make it strong. And I was like, sure, I believe anything at this point. So I drank a lot of beef bone broth soup, like before the show, and especially at night, like in recovery, I would just like drink it. And so if I had to take a soup to the prom, I mean, we're like in Indiana, so I feel like I would take some like clunky potato, like cheesy potato soup with bacon and like the little bacon bits. I'm like thinking of what that soup is even called, but it's like
a loaded baked potato type of thing.
Yeah, you know those like soups that like I've had them at like, I think I've had it at like a Cracker Barrel, or at an Applebee's. Like that is just so infamous in the prom. Like I definitely feel like it was some kind of like really creamy, cheesy potato soup.
That sounds amazing. I love a good loaded baked potato soup. Quite delicious. Amazing. So as a songwriter, where do you draw most of your inspiration from? And if you could write a song about soup, what would it be about? And is this a soup love song or a soup heartbreak song?
Oh, me. Okay, so when I write when I write my music, I'm usually pulling from a very like specific thing that happened in my life. And I think it took me like until 2019 to admit that. I think I always lied to people And I was like, I wrote this song about something I saw in like a movie, or like my friend told me about this breakup she had and it inspired me, or like I was in the park and saw somebody, and like that's just like not true. um, they're all about me and things that I've experienced and been affected by at a very personal level. They're like diary entries, and I feel like I'm never ready to like release a song until I've healed from whatever that joy was or that trauma was. Like I always find that once the song comes out, I'm like detached from the experience, but I know a song's not ready until I can feel that towards it. That's kind of where I am with that songwriting. But if I wrote a song, what was it? I wrote a song about soup.
Yeah. Would it be a soup love song or a soup breakup song?
Oh my God, it would totally be a soup breakup song. It would be something about like just pouring the soup and like be like a soup tart or something, like some kind of like like clammy, like a clam tart. It would definitely be a breakup. It would definitely bring a breakup.
You have to write that.
Yeah, I really need to write like you boiled me.
Yeah.
Being boiled and then like and tasteless and unseasoned, and I'm feeling it.
Oh my goodness. That's so good. Yeah, we'll post about the release of that song on the Secret Instagram. Anywho, so we know that you are a bootleg astrophysicist. So first, we just need to know what that means, and you tell us a little bit more about that. And if you could take one soup into space, what would be the most fun soup to enjoy in zero gravity?
Okay, I want to start with the soup part because I'm like, would it be like, should I bring some kind of like horrible like ramen soup that like is like you could just crunch on, because like space food is like, you know how space food is, but if I could have it my way, I would probably bring like a yellow split pea soup into space because I just love it. I love it. Or my mom makes this cow heel soup from the heel of a cow. She like soaks it for like 15 hours and like gets the gelatin out and makes it into, and then seasons it, and then puts all these like vegetables and little meats and stuff. It's so good. It's so good. I would take that soup, but that's in my like dream world that I didn't have to pick some kind of like chalky like crunch wrap supreme. Just face. And yeah, the bootleg astrophysicist thing is I'm like, funny you said that. I'm like wearing my Albert Einstein shirt, and like behind me my bed is like a photo of Albert Einstein. Yeah, it's like it's dark, but not dark. It's great. I think I fell in love with Albert like around 4th grade. We were just reading about him, and then I did a project on black holes for my science fair project, and like from there I just started kind of I was like, I'm like a very theoretical thinker, and I always needed to understand the why about the way things worked, and I couldn't just accept like facts for like I was such a skeptic. I still am. I'm always like, let me just read about that myself and like understand how like +1 could really equal 2. Like why? Who said that? And so like I think I just became obsessed with it, and then I just started to become obsessed with like time and space and like space time and like measure that and like why like energy and matter, why these things are interchangeable, and where was I a part of that? Like I started getting like really existential. I even have like a E equals MC squared tattoo. Why? Can I show my wrist on my wrist? Because I just started like my family. I grew up in like a pretty religious home, and it really kind of helped connect like the theory of like science and space for me. I like married the two, and I was just like, this is. But I say bootleg because I have no degree in it. I just am a huge fan. I just like about it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be an astronaut, and it's not gonna happen. But maybe we'll write an astronaut musical someday.
Ooh. Wow. Have you always been interested in science? Like, is this something that like was like your first love before theater?
I don't know. Like I want to say yeah, but I know that it started in 4th grade. I did this huge science fair project on it. And I was always obsessed with things that I couldn't comprehend. And I can't comprehend science. And sometimes when I can comprehend something, I'm like, that's great. Like I love it. I love that I know that. And like, but for some reason, like no matter how much about science I read, I'm always like, how are we just moving through the universe like that? And gravity's pulling us like this. And like, why is that? How is it all? Like, it blows my mind. So I think like, yeah, I've definitely like been a huge fan of it. And I think it helps with like my writing because I'm always thinking about like the just like what if of things and the big picture. Like, what is this all for? And science is that little buddy. Oh, buddy.
I love that. So now is the time of the episode in which we're going to move on to our Q&A. If you have a question for Jerusha, leave it in the comments below, and we will try to get to as many as we can. Until the questions start in, let's see. People are watching from PC. People are watching from Philly. Hi, Philly.
Hello, Philadelphia. What's up?
People like the new Peel background. Thank you. Maya just painted my room. So that's exciting. So yes, leave your questions for Jerusha in the comments below, and we will get to as many as we can.
Amazing. I have actually another question for you. So can you tell us, we asked this question last week. We had Allie Ewald come on the show, and she was a psychology major at Yale, and we asked about the psychology of soup. Are there any like scientific soup facts that you know?
No. But I'm like, there has to be, because there's got to be a reason. Like, I don't know why I'm always like at the restaurant when I know I'm probably not going to order it, but I always like, there's something really warming about being like, what's the soup of the day? And like, I like, that's my favorite part of the menu because like, they won't tell you. It's like this big secret. And even if I'm not going to like have any, I just need to know. And I'm like, what is this like energy that like, there's something about like soup that makes you feel like nostalgic and like and taken care of. I don't know what that is, but it's got to be some kind of like mind body connection like moment.
Like a soup, like endorphin type of thing.
Yeah, you just like smell it. Sometimes I just smell soup. If I'm not in the mood for it. I was home for the holidays and my mom was like, my dad was like, I'm gonna make menudo tonight. It's like taco night. We're gonna do menudo, and I was just like, I don't want soup tonight. And then he like brought it out, and I was like, yeah, I want that.
Yes. We have a question coming in from Victoria Mositis. Hi, Victoria. She says, instead of a punch bowl, a pot of soup is on the refreshment stand at your senior prom. What soup is it?
Well, like, because you said punch, I went to red, so I'm like, is it like it's a minestrone.
Okay. Yeah.
Minestrone.
I love that. Eliana Groovman says, what soup would you compose?
Oh my God, French onion.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave me. Panera bread. My cousin makes the best French onion soup, and his secret ingredient is ketchup. And it's so good. And like for one time during Christmas, like he was like, "Do you guys want to make it with me?" And he started putting that in. And he was like, "No, trust me." And I have to get the exact recipe from him because it like was everything. It was everything.
I have a few questions about that. Just like a few.
Yeah.
First and foremost, what?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Does it affect the broth or in it, or like does it make it thicker? Like I'm just trying to wrap my head around that.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it too because I'm like, why did I trust him, and why was it the best thing I've ever had in my life? It was so good, and and he made it every year for Christmas, and no one ever asked. Like we're just like, Brian's making his like famous French onion soup, and then like one Christmas he was like, come to the kitchen, like help me. And then I was like watching him with ketchup, and I was like,
Absolutely. So we have time for two more. The first one comes from Adi, who says, "What is your spirit soup?"
Lentil.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
You knew that. You like already knew that.
Yeah, when we used to do this, my parents still do it, but they do this thing in January of 21 days of like meditation and like fasting, where like we take out all like, sugars, dairies, meats, breads, and like I used to be so hungry when I was doing it as a kid, and I'm like, I want to eat like bread and like filling stuff, and my mom like would make these like amazing vegetarian dishes, and she started like really like spending a lot of time like perfecting her lentil soup, and saved my life.
Yum. It's so yummy.
This last question comes from Sam Vanner, who asks, "The Prom is a very dance-heavy show with lots of tiring numbers. Which soup would you choose as an intermission refresher for the whole cast?"
Yes, it was so dance heavy. What soup would I choose as an intermission refresher? Wow, I would probably choose like what is that soup that's like cold? Like that cold soup.
Gazpacho.
That one.
Yeah.
I used to get little shots of it.
Yeah.
I would be like, I'd have like a little tray and be like, one for you, one for you, one for you. And everyone shoot it back and let's go dance.
Oh my God, I love that.
That is incredible. Now I want a shot of gazpacho, just like with a little bread crouton in it.
Yeah.
The chaser is bread.
Have you ever? I don't know if anyone belongs to Costco, but they have like little, like samples when you walk around, and I feel like I totally had. Maybe there wasn't a bread crouton in it, but I definitely had a soup, like a shot of it.
I used to love going to the Costco stands to find out what I was like, and I would like try to walk back in a disguise, like it's not. I'm Mrs. Iglesias, like I'm not here for another soup try, but I knew it was me. I don't know what I was getting away with.
Oh yeah.
Gosh. I miss Costco samples.
Me too.
Gosh.
It makes the whole experience less fun without them.
Now I go to Costco with no purpose, just walking around, looking at things.
Just sad.
I want a free pierogi in a mini cup, please. Sorry, I'm a little passionate about that.
Me too. I really understand. It's a favorite pastime.
All right, we did have time for two more, but I'm gonna make an exception because I want to ask this question. This is our last question. It comes from Eliana Grootman, who says, "Oh no, your prom dress is the wrong color. What soup do you splash on yourself to refresh your look?"
Just like a bath of soup.
A bath of soup.
Yes.
Wow, a bath of soup. Italian wedding soup.
Okay.
I'm gonna go there. Italian. It's the one soup. It's the first soup I figured out that I just had to open the top from the Progresso and just pour it in and just stir it. And that was all I had to do. I thought people who were making that soup were like changing the lives out there, but I was like, I too can cook. So yeah, Italian wedding soup.
I love that. That's incredible. Amazing. All right, that is all the time we have for questions. So thank you to everyone who commented some fun questions today. And more importantly, thank you so much, Jerusha, for joining us today. It was lovely having you on the show. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, everyone at home, please join us in giving Jerusha a 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you.
Danny.
I said the wrong one. Oh no. I'm gonna be shunned. I'll take a little time out.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much, Jerusha. This is so much fun. Everyone will see you soon. If you want to follow Jerusha, I'm kidding, Danny. You can come back. If you want to follow Jerusha, you absolutely must at Jerusha Cavazos on Instagram, on Twitter, on anything where there is a social media platform. That is what you follow. We are so happy to have had her and have talked about soup, and you simply must follow everything she does in the future. Danny, how are you doing?
Danny, you just took me out of the stream. Like without hesitation, you were like, no, we're done. We're done here.
I said 1, 2, 3, and you went, ha, and I went, no. What? This is not, I don't want to spoil anything, but this is a big theme in our live show. Anywho, we're so very, very excited to welcome our next guest. His name is Jarred Manista. He was just on Broadway as a swing in West Side Story for more tracks than I have fingers. We are so excited to welcome him, and we can't wait to see him on Broadway when it is safe to do so again. So here is Jarred Manista.
Hi.
We're so happy to have you on the show. Welcome, Jarred.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So let's hop right in.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite soup memory?
Okay. I think my favorite soup memory is a few years back, I was in a production of Big Fish at my school, and I was playing Edward Bloom. And unfortunately, during the performances, I got very sick and completely lost my voice. So then, after performances, I was on voice rest trying to recover. And my friend brought me a big bowl of chicken noodle soup. And that was like the perfect thing that I needed to help recover my voice, to make the vocal cords feel better. And yeah, it was delicious.
I love that. Chicken soup always comes in handy.
Yes.
And if you want some, you can try it from Brodo Broth.
I will be going for sure.
Danny's going to milk this for the one.
Yeah. Yes.
So we have to know, what was it like making your Broadway debut in such a classic show that was completely reimagined? And if you had to serve a soup in Doc's drugstore, which soup do you think he would serve?
Okay. So being in West Side Story, the reimagined version was incredible. I've always loved the show since I was little. It's always been one of my favorite shows because, being a dancer, I loved watching the Jets and the Sharks dance and do their thing. And also, it's an incredible show. It's a masterpiece. And so it was really awesome to take such a classic piece and make it work for today. The story is still so prevalent in society today, talking about police brutality and racism and all of those issues, and bringing this piece that was made in the 1950s and modernizing it was so cool to do, and to make it feel really real for us as a society today. And dance wise, I had just done the Jerome Robbins choreography a few months prior, and so it was really cool to have done the classic original choreography and then bringing a modern flair, a modern twist to it in the new production, and having those two different versions of it and seeing them both, how different they are, but how they both can tell the story so well, was really cool. Yeah. And so if Doc's had any soup, I feel like Doc's would have tomato soup, because Doc's is a classic guy. It's your classic New York corner store. And tomato soup is just such a classic soup. It would be perfect if he also had some grilled cheese that you could dip in there, that the Jets and the Sharks could go in there, grab some tomato soup and some grilled cheese. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Now I want tomato soup and grilled cheese.
Me too.
You have sparked a craving.
Yeah, same.
The Sharks walk into the drugstore, there's only one grilled cheese left, and a whole dance bottle.
A whole rumble. A whole rumble. Yes.
A grilled cheese rumble.
I would be there.
Amazing. Next question. As a dancer, what do you do to keep your body in tip-top shape? And are there any soups that help keep your body healthy and in the best shape you can to be dancing?
Oh, good question. I think for dancing, the most important thing to take care of your body is to always make sure that you warm up before everything. Stretching, making sure the blood's flowing, your muscles are warm. Another thing that I do is I have a Theragun, where it's it's basically a vibrating massage gun, and you just roll out your muscles that way. So yeah, to get rid of tension, to make sure you're replenishing the muscles. I always, when I'm not in the show, I make sure that I'm, going to the gym or getting some sort of other exercise to strengthen while you're, because when you're doing 8 shows a week, you get so used to doing the same thing over and over that you need to make sure that you are doing something different on the side, some other sort of strength training, so that you don't injure yourself. And then let's see what else. Getting lots of sleep, always, rest, water, and staying, getting lots of protein, lots of food. Yeah. And
Good stuff.
yeah. All the boring, normal stuff. I think the soup that I'm thinking of right now, that like helps me replenish my body would probably be like chicken noodle soup. Even though I already said that, I love chicken noodle soup. It has protein, from the chicken, a little bit of carbs from the noodles, so that's gonna keep you going, give you energy. Yeah.
A classic soup. Honestly, you can't go wrong with chicken noodles. So
You cannot.
incredible.
So, all right, Jared, we are going to play a game called Speed Round.
Okay.
We know you sang so many tracks in West Side Story, and we are going to list them off, and you are going to assign a soup to that track.
Oh my God. Okay.
Track would be. So, Jared, you're about to play Speed Round, and away we soup action.
Action. Okay, so Action's very aggressive. He's very violent, and I feel like an aggressive. I'm thinking French onion because I feel like it's a very strong flavor. Yeah.
Amazing. Next, we have Big Deal.
Big deal. Okay. Big deal. For this one, I'm gonna go with butternut squash. I'm not sure why. It's just a gut feeling. I think it's a little bit like fuller of a soup. It's a little bit thicker, and that's why I thought of it for Big Deal.
Yeah. Diesel.
Diesel. Okay. Diesel, I think gazpacho because it's cold, and I'm thinking of diesel as in like diesel oil, I guess, or like gas. Yeah.
Amazing. Next, we have Tiger.
Tiger. Tomato soup because he's orange. I mean, a tiger is orange. He's not orange. you know.
Arab.
Arab. Okay. Arab is like the big brother to Baby John, and he's a goofball. So maybe like a lentil soup. This one I don't think I have a good explanation for, but that is what came to mind.
That is okay. We're doing speed rounds, so
Yeah.
Next, we have Baby John.
Baby John, chicken noodle soup because I feel like that's something that you have when you're little, a little kid. Yeah.
Absolutely. And our final question of the day, Snowboy.
Snowboy, something cold, a cold soup, cucumber soup.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, Jared, congratulations! You have just completed speed round.
I did it? Okay.
Congratulations. You just play so many different roles that there were so many questions that we had to ask about it.
Yeah.
All right. We are so excited to move on to our Q&A portion of this section. So if you have a question for Jared, leave them in the comments below. We will try to get to as many as we can. This first one comes from C. Hargrove, who says, "Hey Jared, it's Sierra from Broadway Evolved 2018. I hope you know this. I have asked this question before, but which soup do you think would feud as much as the Jets and Sharks?"
Oh my God. Hi, Sierra. It's awesome that you're on this. Okay, so which soups would feud as much as the Jets and the Sharks? I feel like I have a list of soups. I just need to, so that I remember different types of soup, I feel like there would be a war between butternut squash and cucumber soup. And I say that because they're two different vegetables, and they're like they got a little feud going on. I don't know. Yeah.
There can only be one vegetable soup.
There can only be one vegetable soup. You can't have two. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Eliana Groupman says, name the two soups that would fall in love as star-crossed lovers despite all of the issues and differences between the two.
These are such creative questions. I love this. I think that the two soups that would fall in love as star-crossed lovers would be tomato soup and chicken soup, or chicken tortilla soup. That's what I'm gonna go with, because they come from very different worlds. You got one who's a fruit, I guess the tomato's a fruit, not a vegetable, and another that's a meat. They're not really meant to be, but they're both equally delicious and equally classic. And yeah, I think that they would really be a great couple. Fall in love.
Absolutely touching.
I'm getting emotional.
I would love to see that version. So Steve, Sondheim, if you're out there, this is what we're waiting for.
Please.
Steve, if you're watching, we have a little critique.
Yeah, he definitely is. Definitely.
Right. What else is he doing today?
Yeah.
So this next one comes from LMM123, who says, only one soup can bring together the Jets and the Sharks. There's a lot of websites. What
yes.
is that?
Okay. Only one soup can bring them together. So it rains in the West Side production, the Broadway revival. And I feel like if it rained soup during the Rumble and they were both like, oh my God, this is so delicious, then maybe they would stop their fighting and just like celebrate the soup together.
Yeah.
And I think the best soup for that would be I'm gonna say lentil soup, because I feel like that would be very like soothing and just nice, like, yeah, it's just nice. It might calm them down a little bit, and then they can be like, this soup's delicious, let's stop fighting.
Yeah. I think it would work.
Yeah.
This next question comes from Jazz Jenkins, who says, if Wisconsin had a state soup, what would it be?
Oh my God, definitely a cheese soup. A beer cheese soup.
Ooh.
And yeah, because Wisconsin, cheese, you got beer. Those are two of the most Wisconsin things you can have. Yeah.
All right, and this last question comes from Eliana Groupman, who says, you're at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and you're about to be slimed, but it's not slime, it's soup. What soup would you most and least want to be slimed with?
Okay. I would most want to be slimed with, I've used this for a lot of answers, but I have to say it's my favorite, chicken noodle soup, because A, it's delicious. B, I don't think it would make me smell too terrible. And I think French onion soup is the soup I would least like to be slimed with, because I wouldn't want to smell like onions after, and there would be cheese everywhere. It would be a big mess. Yeah.
I understand that. That makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that is all the time we have today for questions. So thank you to everyone who commented those questions for today. But more importantly, thank you, Jarred, for coming on our show and talking to us about soup. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
Everybody at home, join us in a 1, 2, 3. We're here for you. Thank you so much, Jarred. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
That was Jarred Manista. You simply must follow him on everything at Jarred_Manista. He's on Instagram, TikTok, all of the following. We are so excited to see him in West Side Story when it is safe to do that again. And yes, with that being said, this has been another fabulous episode of Soup Troupe Online. If you've enjoyed these past 40 minutes, you can follow us on Instagram at Soup Troupe Official. You can like us on Facebook at Soup Troupe Online, or you could like and subscribe to this video and channel below.
If you want to read more about Soup Troupe Online, you can read more about us on BroadwayWorld.com. The link is in the description below.
We would just like to take a moment to thank our partners at Brodo Broth Company. We are so excited for our continuing growth and collaboration. And we have been a fan of your soups and broths forever. So with that being said, this has been so fun. My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny. And this has been Soup Troupe Online.
Will everyone at home join us in a 1, 2, 3?
Have a super day. Bye, guys.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first official day of Soup Club.
So Soup Club is where we get the soup at lunch and we talk about it. My opinion was that I enjoyed the broth. It was too thin. I didn't get enough of it.
The spice is actually healthy because we're all soup today. That's no more different. That's why.
I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3
5 spoons. I'm going to give this a solid 3.75.
3 spoons.
Soup Troupe is really inclusive, and Soup Troupe is a place where everybody can just come and talk about soup when it's good and also complain about soup when it's bad, because we all deserve a good bowl of soup in our lives.
Danny and Soup Troupe! I'm Danny.
And I'm Danny. 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you!
It's gonna be really hot.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
Thank you, Soup
Troupe.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troupe Online.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
What's up?
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
You guys, I'm so excited to be on Soup Troupe.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
It's me.
Hi. Hey. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi. It's me.
Hi.
Happy Soup Year.
Hi.